Welcome to another Reach Law Deep Dive. Today we're exploring some really significant developments shaping the EU chemicals industry. Our mission here is to unpack the European Commission's action plan for the chemicals industry. And we'll focus particularly on the key elements of its simplification package, the so-called 6th Omnibus. Because this isn't just about regulatory updates, is it? It's really about understanding how Europe plans to regulate this vital industry.
Right.
Without stifling its innovation and competitiveness. That seems to be the core tension.
Exactly. It's a balancing act.
We've been drawing from recent communications, key excerpts detailing the EU's strategic moves. So by the end of our chat, you should have a clear grasp of the challenges, the strategies, and, well, the specific measures designed to streamline things and foster innovation.
And it's worth remembering just how fundamental this sector is. When you think about it, chemicals are, they're the backbone of almost everything we make, providing essential materials for industries like automotive, construction, healthcare, agriculture, even clean tech and defense. It's everywhere.
Foundational, really. And the economic scale just underlines that. Fourth largest manufacturing sector in Europe, is that right?
That's right. 29,000 companies.
Wow. Supporting 1.2 million direct jobs.
And then another 19 million across the supply chains. It's huge.
19 million. That's almost the population of the Netherlands, just to put it in perspective. But despite being so critical, the industry faces some serious headwinds. And that's what this action plan is aiming to tackle.
Precisely. The key challenges are things like persistently high energy costs, which we hear a lot about, intense global competition, sometimes unfair competition, and also weak demand recently. So the overarching goal really is to promote investment in innovation, in sustainability, while tackling these hurdles head on, strengthening Europe's industrial base.
Right. So the action plan has, what, 4 main pillars to achieve this?
Yes, 4 core pillars.
Let's maybe walk through them. The first one focuses on resilience and a level playing field. What does that mean in practice?
Well, under this pillar, the Commission is setting up a critical chemical alliance. This brings together member states, stakeholders. It's not just another committee. It seems like an acknowledgement that maybe the old ways aren't agile enough for today's shocks, supply chain issues.
Right, more collaborative.
Yeah, exactly. Aiming for industry-driven solutions to risks like capacity closures, identifying critical sites needing support, tackling trade issues like dependencies and distortions, plus swift use of trade defense measures, expanding import monitoring. And importantly, coordinating investment, aligning priorities, supporting EU production sites for innovation.
So proactive and collaborative. Building on that, the second pillar gets into something very pressing: affordable energy and decarbonization.
Yes, this is crucial. It involves implementing the Affordable Energy Action Plan full speed ahead to cut those high energy and feedstock costs. Specifics include clearer rules for low-carbon hydrogen, updated state aid to lower electricity costs for more chemical producers by the end of the year.
Practical steps.
And promoting clean carbon sources, carbon capture, biomass, waste alongside support for renewables. And significantly, there's a new public consultation just launched on improving chemical recycling.
Interesting. That's a big topic.
Huge potential, but lots of challenges too. This consultation is key for its future.
Moving on then, Pillar 3 looks at lead markets and innovation, driving new demand.
That's the idea. Driving demand for clean chemicals, using things like fiscal incentives, tax measures. There's legislation coming too, like the Industry Decarbonization Accelerator Act, which will set EU content and sustainability rules, kind of creating preferred markets for greener options. And the Bioeconomy Strategy, Circular Economy Act, they'll boost resource efficiency, recycling, and the market for bio-based and recycled alternatives. Plus, launching EU innovation and substitution hubs using Horizon Europe funding to find safer, more sustainable substitutes.
Fostering the alternatives. And the fourth pillar, that tackles something very specific: PFAS.
Yes. Per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, or PFAS. The Commission is committed to minimizing emissions through a robust science-based restriction. But it's a balancing act.
How so?
Well, ensuring continued use in critical applications, health, defense, semiconductors, where there are no alternatives yet. But under strict conditions, mind you. And proposals will follow quickly after ECHA's opinion.
ECHA, the European Chemicals Agency.
Exactly. This pillar also includes investment in innovation for alternatives, promoting remediation based on the polluter pays principle, and prioritizing safer options. Long-term, they're looking at an EU-wide PFAS monitoring framework, better information sharing, and dialogue with stakeholders. a holistic view.
Okay, so those are the four pillars of the action plan, ambitious stuff. But, for businesses actually operating on the ground, dealing with the sheer volume and complexity of regulations, that can be as big a challenge as energy costs.
Absolutely.
Which brings us neatly to the simplification package, and particularly this 6th Omnibus. What's the story there?
You're right. Simplification is a major theme across the EU now, trying to boost competitiveness, cut compliance costs, reduce administrative burden. They have targets, actually, reducing overall burden by 25%, and even more for SMEs, 35%.
Ambitious targets.
Yes. And the 6th Omnibus is the latest package specifically designed to help achieve that in the chemicals space.
So what's its main goal? Streamlining, simplifying, but without compromising safety, presumably.
That's the crucial balance. Streamline and simplify key EU chemicals laws, yes, but maintain that strong protection for human health and the environment. It's about smarter regulation, not weaker regulation.
And what are some concrete examples from the 6th Omnibus? How does it achieve that balance?
Well, one example is simplifying labeling rules under the CLP regulation. That's classification, labeling, and packaging. Things like revising mandatory font sizes, line spacing. Sounds minor, right?
Oh, yeah.
But for businesses dealing with packaging at scale, these small tweaks can mean significant cost savings, less repackaging, clearer information for users. It simplifies compliance quite a bit.
Okay, I can see that. Anything else?
It also clarifies some EU cosmetics regulations and aims to ease registration for EU fertilizing products by aligning information requirements more closely with standard REACH rules for chemicals.
REACH, right, so making things more consistent. And the financial impact. You mentioned savings.
The estimate is that these measures alone could save the industry at least $363 million annually.
363 million. That's not insignificant.
Not at all. That's capital unlocked, potentially for reinvestment. It tackles bottlenecks in operational efficiency, makes market entry a bit less cumbersome, especially for innovative products, frees up resources from admin overhead.
And this isn't a one-off, is it? You mentioned it's the 6th Omnibus. Simplification is ongoing.
Definitely. We saw previous ones relevant to chemicals back in February 25, another addressing defense in June 25, and looking ahead, Q4 2025 should bring more omnibus proposals, focus on environmental legislation, and interestingly, facilitating biocontrol in farming.
Biocontrol? How does that link to chemicals?
Well, it often involves alternatives to traditional chemical pesticides, so the regulatory pathways need clarity. There's also clarification coming for the taxonomy for sustainable investments, revising the do no significant harm, or DNSH criteria.
Ah, the taxonomy. That complex.
Very. But crucial for green finance. They're clarifying Appendix C to, again, cut red tape for companies trying to access sustainable finance.
And a big part of this wider effort involves REACH itself, the cornerstone regulation.
Yes, a targeted revision of REACH is planned. The Commission aims to adopt a proposal by the end of 2025.
Targeted revision, so not a complete overhaul.
Exactly. REACH has done a lot, increased knowledge, managed risks. But some processes have become burdensome, slow things down. So the idea is to make smart, precise changes, simplify rules, speed up procedures for industry, while keeping that high bar for safety, security, sustainability. Optimizing, not dismantling.
Makes sense. And alongside these regulatory changes, there's work on strengthening ECHA, the European Chemicals Agency. Why is that important?
Absolutely crucial. There's a new ECHA basic regulation proposal to enhance its governance and financial sustainability. ECHA is the EU's scientific and technical engine for chemical rules. It needs the resources and flexibility for its growing mandate: CLP, biocides, import-export, waste, water. It's a lot.
Right.
It's about making ECHA fit for purpose. Otherwise, it could become the bottleneck, slowing down innovation or market access, which kind of defeats the purpose of the whole action plan.
Okay, so strengthening the agency is key to making the simplification work.
Yes. Timely, coherent scientific opinions from ECHA help companies plan with more certainty. And it means better services, especially for SMEs, reducing their compliance costs.
It really sounds like a comprehensive approach, but its success hinges on collaboration, doesn't it?
Absolutely. This needs everyone pulling together: EU institutions, member states, industry, civil society. The goal is a shared one: create a favorable business environment, promote investment in decarbonization and innovation, reduce dependencies, provide resources for a more competitive and sustainable future.
So perhaps a final thought for you, our listener. Consider how these changes, this push for a more predictable, streamlined regulatory environment, could it actually accelerate innovation? Could simplification paradoxically lead to unexpected breakthroughs in other sectors that rely on chemicals? What new materials might emerge when the focus shifts to simplification and sustainable alternatives? Something to ponder. And that brings us to the end of this deep dive. We've unpacked the EU's strategic push for a competitive, sustainable chemical industry, the action plan, the pivotal 6th Simplification Omnibus. We hope you found it useful to consider the broader implications for the economy and maybe even for your daily life. If you do need support navigating these complex and evolving regulations, whether it's REACH, PFAS, or understanding these simplification measures, REACH Law is here to help. You can contact us directly at sales@reachlaw.fi for expert guidance. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.